I-Team tonight with impeachment insight from the Illinois congressional delegation. Now that House Democrats have drafted 2 articles of impeachment against President Donald Trump. One charges abuse of power, the second alleges obstruction of Congress, all from his dealings with Ukraine. Our investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy joins us now with where Illinois lawmakers stand. Chuck?
Rob, at the U.S. Capitol tonight, not all 18 members of Congress from Illinois are committing to vote either for or against the impeachment of President Trump. When it comes down to it, veterans of Congress say the Illinois delegation is surely to be split down party lines, 13 Democrats and 5 Republicans. But tonight, an I-Team poll of all of them turns up a half dozen who say they're still thinking about how to vote.
I don't think that very many people who came to Washington, especially as members of the freshman class, wanted to engage in impeachment, but the facts on the ground is what has driven us to these important actions.
This is a vote of conscience, not a vote of politics, and so I think at the end of the day, the Democrats at least will decide to vote for those articles.
But not all Illinois Democrats in Congress are publicly there yet. 6 Democrats, Sean Casten, Bill Foster, Dan Lipinski, and Brad Schneider, along with Lauren Underwood, all from Chicago suburbs, and Sherry Bustos of East Moline, say they are still reviewing the articles of impeachment and would not weigh in. Democrats Bustos and Underwood are both from districts that Donald Trump carried in 2016.
I feel confident that at the end of the day that they will vote for impeachment.
Only 2 of 5 Illinois Republicans responded. Both will vote against impeachment. None would go on camera, willing to leave the talking to House GOP leaders.
It's not difficult to defend this president because this president did nothing that's impeachable.
This is a political decision in that it is not a courtroom. And the decision is being rendered by politicians. They're elected politicians. They're members of Congress. But it is simply a different process.
How is it ensured that there is still an element of American fairness in a proceeding like that?
We can never be sure. The Constitution trusts that the Senate will do its job. They are required under the Constitution to take an oath to do their job fairly here in an impeachment proceeding. And a conviction has to occur only with 2/3 of the Senate voting for it, what's called a supermajority. Those are the protections that the Constitution gives us with an eye toward making sure it's a fair proceeding.
Just before coming on the air tonight, we heard from far west suburban Republican Adam Kinzinger, who has been critical of President Trump on occasion, now saying that the drumbeat towards impeachment has delayed and prevented important legislative work. While Kinzinger doesn't explicitly say he will vote against impeachment, he says voters will have the final say in 11 months when there is an election. And in the last few seconds, we've received a statement from Bill Foster, the Naperville Democrat. He hadn't committed earlier today. He's now saying he's made up his mind he will vote in favor of impeachment. So the stars aligning for the Democrats in Congress.
Okay, we'll continue to follow this. Chuck.